Hello and welcome to day 10 of the Kickstart Your Running in 21 Days project. Today's activity was going to be titled Beware Comparisons. However, that can lead us down a slippery slope, a dead end, all of those ideas. And so instead, what I'm going to do is call this one You Are Amazing, which I think is a much better, much more positive focus. So looking forward to working on this one with you. Often when we do make comparisons, we tend to do it in ways which are unfavorable about ourselves. So we'll tend to look at somebody and think about how much faster they are than us, how much lighter they are, how much heavier they are, how much stronger, how much better uphill, how much better downhill, how much more money they have, how much better they look, or whatever it is. So all of these ways of kind of elevating somebody else, but at the same time, we're also, of course, putting ourselves down at the same time. One problem with doing this is that we're often comparing the complexity of our own life with a snapshot of somebody else's. And that's not a rational or realistic comparison, and yet we tend to put a lot of faith in making that kind of comparison. So again, that's not a good reason for us to do something along those lines. And this also usually results in beating ourselves up in some ways, so wishing we were more like that person, and whatever the quality is that we're envious of, and wishing we could be more like that. But then at the same time being hard on ourselves and tough with ourselves, and not valuing those aspects that we actually have within ourselves as well. And yet the reality is that you are amazing. There is no one else in the world like you. Even if you have an identical twin, there's still differences between you and your twin. Nobody else in the world is like you. You are completely unique. And just a reminder of a few facts about how amazing you are. There are 100 trillion cells in your body. There are 7 billion atoms in your body. 65% of your body is made up of oxygen, and that weighs about 40 kilograms. And not only are you physically unique, but also nobody has lived the life that you have. Even if you have similarities to somebody else, nobody else has lived exactly the life that you have. Nobody else thinks like you do. Nobody else has the unique abilities and characteristics that you do. You are amazing. So for today's activity, I'd like you to think of somebody that you're envious of for some reason. And it doesn't matter what the quality is you're envious of. The important thing is that you're going to get to work on what it is that you think is missing in you that makes you envious of that person. Yeah. So just think of that person. Maybe it was a recent interaction or something you saw on social media. It doesn't really matter where it came from, but just think about that person and then hold that thought, because now you're going to prepare to get relaxed. So as usual, make sure you're in a situation where you know you're not going to be disturbed, your phone ring is turned off, and just get yourself settled into a sofa like I am here, or a chair, or space on the floor, or maybe even your bed. And then once you're ready, once you're comfortable, then let's start by taking 3 deep breaths. And then just let your breathing return to normal. And as you do that, just let your eyes gently close. And then bring your attention onto your breathing now. So count each in-breath as 1, each out-breath as 1. Count up to 10 and then start over again and cycle through that 4 or 5 times. So then think about the person that you thought of earlier. And just bring a recent interaction, however that was, into your imagination in every detail that you can remember. And then I'd like you to think of what quality or qualities that you are envious of in this person. What it is that you think you see in them that you don't see in yourself. Often when we react to somebody in this way, then this is actually a gift. It's giving us an indication that there's something about us that we're missing. So whatever quality it is that you're envious of in this other person, then that's something that you need to work on for yourself. It's where you've got disconnected from whatever it is that you think this other person has, from that same quality within yourself. So whatever this quality is that you're thinking you're envious of, then think about a time in your past when you have felt fully amazing in terms of this quality. So for example, if you are thinking that you're not as confident maybe as this other person, or maybe not as good a runner, or maybe whatever the situation is, whatever the envy, then think about yourself at a time in the past when you've actually been fully aware and fully in touch with how amazing you are in terms of this quality. So if it's confidence, then think about a time that you were fully confident. And then, just as we did a couple of days ago, then I'd like you to turn up the brightness, turn up the color, turn up the volume, turn up the joy, turn up the happiness, turn up all the controls so that your memory of this quality about you is even brighter, sharper, clearer, all of these things. It's also a good reminder to think about in this situation and with this quality that this is also maybe a place where you need to talk to yourself more kindly. So make sure that you're talking to yourself in positive words, that you're being rational and realistic about who you are. Because, guess what? You are amazing. And then just spend a few moments thinking about all the positive, amazing things that you've achieved, or maybe just a few of them, as we haven't got that much time, and really let them into your consciousness and just be grateful for how much you've achieved. And guess what? You're amazing. And then bring yourself back to the present and just be aware of the weight of your body against the chair or the sofa or the floor or your bed underneath you. And then we're going to take 3 big deep breaths again. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes and take a stretch and let yourself get back into the room or wherever you are. congratulations on completing day 10 activity. Really hope you enjoyed working through that, and that it gave you just a sense of how amazing you are. Remember to write down anything that you want to note in your notebook or journal from this session. So what is it that you maybe need to work on in terms of where have you lost touch with how amazing you are? Yeah. Okay, we look forward to seeing you for day 11. And remember, you're amazing.